Good evening and welcome to Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex. I'm Kevin O'Neill for Wildcat Productions, and with me as always is Coach Chris Davis. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Doing wonderful, Coach O'Neill, because we're making a little history
Yeah, we're on
tonight.
a little early tonight.
What's
going on?
Yeah, so we are broadcasting live for our girls flag football game tonight here at LHS. We are hosting the Loyola Ramblers, taking on the Libertyville Wildcats here. You can see the records for each team on the graphic that's set up by our Wildcat Productions team as we get started for our first broadcast ever of girls flag football. Because, Coach O'Neill, this team is team number one in the history of LHS of being our inaugural season in girls flag football. We're super excited about it. I know there's been a lot of buzz around campus and out in the school with it, and we've gotten to see, you and I both have gotten to see a lot of these games here so far, so we're excited to bring this action to you here tonight from the Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex.
So the game's a little different than the traditional football that those of you are used to, and so we're going to talk about some of the rules here and let you know. But first, Coach Davis, can you tell us a little about how girls flag football came into being as an IHSA sport? Like, how
Correct. So it's actually, Coach O'Neill, it's actually gone through the fastest process ever, at least in my 10 years in athletic administration. And I think from talking with everybody who's much more senior than I, even in maybe the history of the IHSA, of a sport to go from an emerging sport. So that's where sport becomes like, it kind of is that like pre-status where it's, we're waiting for school participation to increase across the state for order it to be adopted into the Illinois High School Athletic Association, and has been the fastest that a sport has ever made that jump. So over really the last 3 years is when it's really has took off, with a lot of support too from the NFL. I know the Chicago Bears, for our local franchise, are super involved and have been with girls flag football over the last couple years across the state of Illinois. Have been incredibly supportive of all the high school teams and programs that they've gotten started. And then this is the first year that the IHSA has adopted the sport. It's our first year offering it here at LHS. And I know even next year more and more schools are jumping on the bandwagon and jumping off the go. So like I said, the excitement's been building. It's been awesome. Coach Ray Finder and the Cats, I know, are excited for the season, have been doing a great job, and we're excited to bring you the action tonight.
Yeah, that's so impressive. It's so cool how that came together like that, because you think of some of the club sports and emerging sports, like lacrosse was trapped in clubland, I feel like, for a decade, if not more. And then, to have flag football just happen that quickly. And I think it really happened because of the enthusiasm for it. And like you said, the support, when you get the support of the NFL behind you, and when there's the hunger there for that sport, it's been really cool to see.
Yep, and like you said, Coach O'Neill, like there is some differences. There's similarities and differences. We're going to try to highlight those for you, too, and really help you kind of give an insight into some of the rules, because there's some unique rules, too. Like when it's 3rd and 3, you'll probably be sitting home going, why don't they just run the ball? And there's certain rules that kind of are in place to kind of for that. So it's our kind of goal tonight is to maybe help, if this is your first flag football game, to kind of help educate you on some of those rules and some of the differences between the two, and hope you fall in love with sport like kind of we all have. Like I know, Coach O'Neill, that first Saturday of Labor Day weekend, we were here. We hosted a 6-game jamboree here at Libertyville High School. Had an awesome day of flag football. Got to see a lot of flag football. And, we're just, the season's going on. I know the regional pairings or assignments, sectional assignments just got released from the IHSA. We found out some regional pairings coming up. We just got our matchups for the NSC, NLCC crossover games that are coming here in about 2 weeks or so. So we're really excited here as they kind of get to the postseason for the flag football season.
It was really fun about that first tournament, too. I brought my daughters to the game because I wanted them to see that. Like, they come to the Powder Puff game and they see Powder Puff, but they know that's just kind of a fun thing. And they'll watch the football games, but for them to get to see, and I love taking them to volleyball games, soccer games, softball games, but for them to get to see girls playing football, I thought it was really important for me to let them see that this is, this isn't just, it's not just for fun like the Powder Puff is, and girls can play football too. And that was something that was really cool to see.
Yep, and I know the same way. I know we've got a little 7-year-old at home at the Davis household who's tuning in tonight to watch, because she's seen some of the games as well too, like you said, and it's just really excited. And I've already been asked if I'm coming out of coaching retirement for some flag football when she gets to that age, which I think that would be one of the things that would make it happen for me from there. So, and that's too, as we get a chance to get started here, as we welcome the Loyola Ramblers. You were talking about over the past couple years the enthusiasm building. You'll get a chance to see a Loyola team last night that has had an established program now for a couple years prior to this season, to this inaugural season in the IHSA. So you get a chance to see that Loyola program, who I know has been kind of at the forefront here in the state of Illinois. So we're, like I said, can't be more excited to bring this action here for you tonight, and on senior night too for the Cats, because this is the last home varsity contest for the Coach Ray Feiner and the Cats tonight.
So I have a quick question for you. I know Loyola, like they were one of the founders, and their coach is one of the guys who really kind of pushed it through, right? How come they don't have a JV team?
Oh, so with that, Coach O'Neill, it just depends on each school of how they set it up and get it going. That's why we were able to get Buffalo Grove to come up to play our JV game. They finished that before we got on the air here tonight. We had a JV flag football game here in the stadium. Again, welcome the Buffalo Grove Bison. So a huge shout out to them for making the trek up to allow both of our programs to get a little bit of that Friday night lights action tonight.
Excellent. So should we start going over some of the rules, do you think, to just kind of
let's do it.
help the
I think
out?
our Wildcats production crew has some wonderful graphics here to help us kind of get started with that. So if they wouldn't mind starting to get those up on the screen, we can start going through some of those as the captains are getting called in the middle of the field for the coin toss.
So the first one that kind of will throw you off a little bit is there's no kickoffs. The ball starts on the 20 every time, and it always starts in the middle of the field. So there's no kickoffs. It starts at the 20.
And like with that starting in the middle of the field, Coach O'Neill, like it does never travels hash to hash.
Right.
So I know from like coaching to tackle football, we very rarely ever practice with the ball in the dead center of the field because it never makes it there. But here in flag football, the ball is always in the center of the field, regardless of where it's down. It is not, because there is a distinct advantage of having it on one hash to the other when it comes to some of the motions that you'll see tonight.
Right. And then first downs. Oh, extra points. So we kind of got to back up for this rule a little bit. You want to explain the no run zone, Coach Davis?
Correct. So as you can see here with the extra points, that your team scores, there are no kicks, that they can go for 1 point from the 5-yard line or 2 points from the 8-yard line. Now, what is interesting with that is that there isn't a flag football rule that's called the no run zone. So what that means is when you are within 5 yards of the line to gain for a first down, or you are within 5 yards of the end zone, you are not allowed to run the ball. It must be a forward pass, not a lateral, a forward pass that is completed. So that's why I was saying earlier that if you're watching at home and you just turn in, and we're going to remind you about this during the broadcast tonight, and I know we announce it a lot with our games here in the stadium, is that when it's like 3rd and 3, they can't run the ball. That's illegal. That's against the rules. And if there is a penalty that it occurs while you were in the no-run zone, that travels with you. So if you, because I know that was one of the things from talking with some people in the area that, like last year, that rule was not in place. People would be jumping off sides on 2nd and 3 to try to get it to 2nd and 8, so then they can go back and run the ball from there. So that's part of with the no-run zone, and that's what the challenge then implies when it comes to that with that decision between going 1 and 2. I would say from watching all of the games so far that you'll see a lot of teams go for 2 and to use that from that 8-yard line.
Well, it seems to be an advantage. It's a much more running game than passing game.
Correct.
So a lot more laterals, running games, jet motion, rocket motion, what we would call, more so than passing. So that's why getting close, they force you to pass to kind of take that away, right?
Correct. And you'll also see here, too, with both teams, they will have that kind of the flag football style helmet that is on with that kind of that guardian cap style helmet. And also, too, with that being said, that you'll see, too, that like with that, when it comes to blocking, it's more of setting like a basketball screen style blocking. It is not being able to use your hands when it comes in with the blocking. So you can see right there on the screen, you can like set screens. The best way I can describe it is like if you're watching a basketball game, setting a screen.
Right, kind of getting in the way more than anything else. So the one that I think is really interesting and cool, I love the way this rule, and I'd love to have been like in and how they developed it, was the rushing rule. So defensive players can rush immediately, but only if they're starting 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. So there's an automatic like house count, like when like 1 house, 2 house, 3 house. If you're within 7 yards, though, you're ineligible to rush unless the ball is passed. Correct?
Correct. As we're getting lined up here for the national anthem, we'll take a break here and take the action down to the field.
And we're back. We're getting ready to get underway here. So another rule, tell them about the time the quarterback has, kind of the play clock almost.
So the quarterback has 7 seconds to throw the ball. So after 7 seconds, the ball is down. And that's one of those rules, too, that like we'll talk about here, but it really, my experience watching a lot of games this year, really has not been something that comes into play too terribly much. If the ball is kind of delivered quickly, it's probably more of like a 4-second count than a 7 seconds count by the time that the ball is left the quarterback's hand.
We'll talk about the first downs here, too. I think that's a helpful one. So first downs are every 20 yards.
Correct.
Ball starts on the 20. If you get to the 40, it's a first down. And what I think is wild is if you get to the 41, it's first down. If you get to the opposing 39, it's first down. And then you just need to get to the next marker.
Correct.
So 20, 40, 40, 20, and end zone.
Yep, and you have 4 downs to get there. So as we get the action started here with Loyola, it'll be first down and 20 for Loyola. They need to get to their own 40 for a first down.
So the quarterback looks to be Riley Williams, number 23. First motion going through, the give. Williams keeps it. She's looking to throw. Got a receiver, number 17, downfield. That's complete to Margaret Ronan.
And the one thing you'll notice, too, here formationally is that everyone is eligible in flag football off on the line of scrimmage. So even the center is eligible. I remember very vividly a play from our first Saturday that Loyola used in the no-run zone to go score a touchdown, where it was a pass to the center who then kind of tipped it back to the quarterback who had a running start, kind of like a volleyball like set tip. Super cool, super awesome play.
Interesting. So motion's coming across. That's Julia Kerrigan. The give is to Kerrigan. She's trying to get the corner, and she's throwing the ball, looking downfield. Ball is incomplete. That's number 13, Peyton Howard, senior Peyton Howard on the coverage.
So this will bring up 3rd down and 9 here for the Ramblers. So again, Loyola is outside the no-run zone, so they're able to run it. And that's one of the things, Coach O'Neill, we talked about earlier. You saw a handoff there, kind of off that jet motion, and then the forward pass. It's something you will see quite a bit in flag football with a lot of handoffs, laterals, throws off that, or pitches with people going back downfield. So just something to keep in mind here as you see that that's one of the wrinkles of the game.
Right. Cool. It must be just so cool to see it developing. 3 receivers to Williams left, 2 to her right. She rolls to her left. Lets it go. Oh, just short.
So this is one of the new rules here, Coach O'Neill, that'll come back up is on 4th down is Loyola has to declare. You see the official there at the top of the screen who just signaled punt. If a team wants to punt on 4th down, they do kick the ball, but you do have to declare a punt. So the team has to make their intentions known. You'll see the Wildcats taking 3 back here. You'll see the other 4 players on the field because it is a 7-on-7 game for flag football. You'll see them kind of lined up right there, right in front of the center to kind of act as that screen. They'll see the snap, and then the ball is up and kicked. And the Cats will be at the field, and the Cats start the return.
Ball is fielded by number 8. That is Mary Minogue. Was that number 8? No, that's number 9. My apologies, Natalie Schmidt. And so on the punt, too, because whenever the ball hits the ground, it's dead.
Correct.
Except on a punt, it's allowed to scoot.
You get one attempt to make a clean catch of the ball. So if the ball is kind of rolling around a little bit, the officials will blow it dead. It's kind of at the official's discretion on there about when they're at. So like right now, like you said, it is 1st and 17 for the Wildcats. Here as the Wildcat offense takes the field.
Okay, Emma Williamson is the quarterback. She takes the snap. A give is to number 21, Bella Yark. She's going to get around the corner. She turns the corner and is stopped after just gain of a couple.
And that'll bring up here a 2nd down for the Cats. So that's where, like, as we were trying to go through some of these rules here at the beginning, is we have a 7-on-7 game. The clock is a running clock. So you'll notice at the bottom of your screen here, they played 2 20-minute halves with a running clock. So the clock runs the whole time. The clock does stop within the last minute of each half. Halftime is a 2-minute halftime as Williamson's pass off. That's off to number 22, Sophia Swanson, who's off for a long gain there down the left edge. And she has a flag pull down at the 33-yard line. They'll bring up 1st and 13 for the Cats.
So nifty little play there. She looked to pull up to pass, did a nice little pump fake, got around, and then nice big gainer. So first down, and what would that be?
About 13.
13.
And as we get going here, as you see, you'll see a couple different styles here between the different offenses, with Loyola a little more spread out style. The Cats using a little bit more in, but a lot of the common themes with a lot of the motion, with handoffs and then forward passes with laterals. There's some very common themes about it. Just looks a little bit different, just like how it would in a tackle game with the differences between different offenses.
So Williams behind that line, fake two, and she's going to go ahead and keep it. She fakes up the middle, makes a nice little juke to the outside, and gets just short of the 20, it looks like. So it'll be second and really short here.
And this is what will take us into the no-run zone. So the Cats are now into the no-run zone after that 12-yard gain by Emma Williamson on the keeper. So at this point, the Cats will have to complete a forward pass in order for that to have the play count here. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase that.
Right, because the play will go off, but it'd be a penalty, correct? If they threw the ball.
Yep.
And Loyola, you can see, is playing back because they know they have to pass. Oh, the ball's up. Oh, that's going to be picked off. Picked off at about the 2-yard line. She makes it all the way out to the 12. That was number 11, Julia Kerrigan. No, number 13, sorry, Rachel Taki. Taco, my fault. So that's tough. That was a nice little drive by the Cats there.
Yep, and that was, as you saw right there, you can see here on the replay, as Williamson comes back out, a little motion back there from the Cats as you get back to pass. And it was a nice play by the Loyola defender there, Taki with the interception. So it'll be first down, and let's call it 9 here for Loyola as they're just inside the 10. They need to get to their own 20-yard line for a new set of downs.
Snap is back to Williams. She's looking to her left. The ball is up. Oh, just overthrown. It really seems like Ronan is her favorite target. That's her third target already of the game. She's a big, tall receiver. Saw her catching a couple in warm-ups, too.
And it's a nice job there by the Cats defense of recognizing it. And like you said with Coach O'Neill, like there is, like as you get going through the game, that awareness like from the Loyola defense when you get into no-run zone, it is an advantage there for defensively of knowing that, hey, like part of that playbook is out.
Right.
And that's as the Cats get in here, you'll see that they kind of have, Loyola is able to take advantage of everything. It wouldn't be surprised to see some jet sweep again coming back here from the Ramblers.
Right. Snaps back to Williams. She is looking to pass. Throws it to the out. A little wheel route there. Intended target was number 33, Natalie Daly. Coverage there by the Cats. Included Bella Zelinka. And who is number 4 on here, Coach? Kelsey
Christensen.
Christensen playing football at LHS?
Yes, sir.
You don't say.
All right, that'll bring up third down and 9 here for the Ramblers.
But the whole playbook is still in because it's 9, correct?
Correct. So you see a little from the stack formation here from Loyola. Earlier in the year when Loyola was up here for our Jamboree Day, we saw a lot of this from the Ramblers. You see there with the handoff and then the pitch motion back there. And there's the pitch, and there's the flagpole. We'll see where the officials call it down on there. But that was what we saw a lot from Loyola as the punt team is coming to take the field. As Loyola declares the punt here on 4th down. That was something as an anticipation for this game tonight. It was looking back at some of that tape from the first one. We saw a lot of that from Loyola when they were up here at Libertyville at the end of August with those jet motions and then backpedaling wide receiver out to become the pitch person for the downfield option. So wouldn't be surprised to see that more for the Ramblers.
Starts to look a little like rugby. Kick is up. It's going to be fielded by number 8. By number 9 again. That's Schmidt. She gets around to her right. Flagpole is at about the 35 headed in.
Well, let's see right there, Coach. I think that flagpole is going to be back closer to 40. Be interested to see where the officials put it. Yep, they're going to put it inside that 40-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 17 here for the Cats.
Okay.
So, Coach O'Neill, as we saw through, and you mentioned some of that rugby comparison as you go through. I know that first Saturday when we were up here watching some of the games, that was something that stood out to you. Can you talk to us like about from seeing 6 area teams play? Would you say that's one of the big themes you saw with the games those days?
I think seeing people in support and having those options to pitch, because with only 7 defenders on the field, they can only cover so much ground. And the other part that's nice is that as the snap goes back, a little reverse, a nice try to move there by number 22, Sophia Swanson. that lead person becomes an unofficial blocker because they're just in the way of a defender. And as long as you wait as long as you can to pitch it, so they have to go to pull your flag, and it takes a defender out of the equation.
Correct, and that's one of the things, too, here. We haven't had any flags yet tonight, and that's one of the things you'll notice, too, is that there are some of those similar rules, like with pass interference, or you will see also flag guarding call, which I know that becomes in flag football kind of one of the judgment calls of whether it is. There's the pitch back there. That's the number 21, Bella Yark. She has a room around the edge, and the flagpole comes in at the 26-yard line, so that'll make it a 3rd and 6 here for the Wildcats.
So really nice play. That's what we were just talking about. Williamson waited until the defender committed to her and then pitched it out to Yark, and that created an opening. That created a lane.
And that's where Coach O'Neill, you know me, that I love a little bit of option football like that, because then there's many times here at the high school in the tackle games we would do that, make it look a little bit different from there about being able to give the options as things are going in there. So it brings up 3rd and 6 here for the Cats.
Williamson takes a snap. She's looking to pass. Puts it up right in the middle. Oh, ball's bobbled around. Did she hold on to that? No,
we got a flag for incomplete, or signal for incomplete, I'm sorry. So that'll bring up 4th and 6 here for the Cats. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Cats go for it here, as they are in the Loyola territory, and they're still just outside that no-run zone.
So we're coming up on what would be kind of the end of the first quarter here, as we're halfway through the first half. Ball has all been on Cats' side of the ball, offensive side of the ball.
It really has. The Cats have dominated the field position here in games so far against the Ramblers, as we've been getting under action here for the first 10 minutes.
Williamson, she's looking back. She has a receiver. Oh, dumps it off short. Just misses her intended target, number 22, Sophia Swanson. And that'll turn the ball back over on downs to the Cats' D.
That was a nice little concept there by the Cats, kind of like a mesh style concept where they had different crossers coming around trying to hit one of those wing backs back there in stride. Nice play there for Cats. Wouldn't be surprised to see them to kind of come back to that concept.
Go back to that, for sure.
So as we see the defense come back on the field, you'll see defensively a lot of similarities between a tackle football game, where you'll see like a 2 high safety look or a 1 high safety look. A lot of zone coverage here in flag football that you'll see. And then, like we were talking about earlier, the defensive structure really changes when you get to that no-run zone. That's where the big change comes there.
Snap is coming back to Williams. There it is. She's looking once again to her left, going deep this time, and the ball is complete to number 11, Julia Kerrigan. That was a heck of a catch in some traffic, because the Libertyville defender was right there.
It was. Libertyville, great defense on the play. Hats off to the Ramblers on that one. The opponent gets a vote, too, on that one. That was a nice play there by Loyola to make it a 1st and let's call it 16 here for the Ramblers on their own 44-yard line. And that's one of the things, Coach Neal, as you're looking here at the bottom of the screens, we're hearing first that possession-wise, like the game does move fast. With it being the running clock right there, the clock does tick around. So those possessions, while it might seem like with those 2 20-minute halves to be a little bit longer of a game, the clock does, without the clock stopping, it does kind of have.
It moves quick.
Makes it move quick.
Oh, get pulled. Oh. Nice defense there by the Cats. Annabelle Rudo was there on the coverage.
It looked like number 13, Peyton Howard, as well.
Yeah, some nice D by the Cats. One thing, and this surprised me, I remember noticing it on that first Saturday and seeing it a lot more here, how tight the game is. Even Loyola spread out like the field, there's still a lot happening between the hashes, which just surprised, like in the passing game, I guess I should say.
Yep.
Surprises me a little bit.
So here's Loyola back with that stack formation here to the field. So you see receiver split out wide on each side of Williams. Here's your jet motion. And then here's your pitch person. There's your pitch.
And there,
great
defense.
There. That's number 4, I believe, Kelsey Christensen.
Kelsey Christensen, and that's an example of what we were talking about before. She pitched that ball too early. If she waited until the defender had to come up on her, just like the option, then there's nobody to get the pitch man. There's nobody else on the outside there.
Correct. And that's one of the things, too, that is important in all types of option football, like you said, Coach Neal, is about getting the defense to commit one way or the other.
Right.
When you allow the defense to kind of play both sides of the pitch, that's where you can kind of find yourself into trouble. There's good defense there by the Cats of staying home, taking care of their responsibilities with the dive and with the pitch. Looks like we're waiting for some time to run, and we got a timeout there for Loyola.
What would be the reason he's waiting for time to run down?
I think there was just more kind of maybe of a little bit of confusion where there is with the play clock as well, Coach Neal, because there is a play clock kept on the field. Yep.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So, Coach O'Neill, I have
Yes,
a
sir.
question for you.
Yeah.
Are you interested in the story of Libertyville High School? Because we're getting up to homecoming time.
It's coming up.
It is. So if you are, the Wildcat Historical Association is dedicated to preserving, collecting, and sharing the history of Libertyville High School. And they meet Tuesdays after school in room 224, or you can check in with Mr. O'Neill for more information and follow us on our own Instagram page. You know, Coach O'Neill, it's getting close to homecoming. You know, you feel a little dated when it's your 20-year reunion that's coming back up. Now, I know you were a brand new teacher at Libertyville, a first-year teacher my senior year of high school.
Senior year.
That seems like eons ago now as well. But we're getting to that homecoming time here coming up where a lot of people are coming back. And so if anybody's paying attention to the broadcast or listening, you're traveling back here to Libertyville for homecoming in the next 2 weeks. And you find some of those artifacts or things laying around as opposed to maybe just donating them or putting in a closet to collect some dust, maybe drop them off at the high school to preserve them for our Wildcat Historical Association.
We would love that. Absolutely. All right, snap is back to Williams. Oh, once again, nice defense, just smothering defense. It's Kenzie Hughes who closes the gap real fast. You know, I got to say something else, Coach. This looks like a different Cats team than the one I saw in August.
The defense has been playing late time, and that's one of the things that's been really cool to see over the course of the year is the growth of the team. As we mentioned before, Loyola's had a program here for a couple years. This is our first year having a program here at Cats, and the growth from week 1 for those first games till now has been awesome to be able to see with everyone involved in our flag football program.
So back to punt right now is number 34, Maeve Ronan. Fielded cleanly, nice little catch there. Oh, and a good flagpole. I think that might be Mary Minogue who caught that, who fielded that punt. Picked up a couple on the return. And we'll be at about the 35, 34.
So like you mentioned, Coach O'Neill, as the Cats take over here on their own 34-yard line, this becomes 1st and 6. So it's not a 1st and 20 from this spot. It is 1st and 6 from here. So as the Cats, if they get stopped pretty much before the line to gain on the 40-yard line right now, that would put them into what is referred to as the no-run zone. So it's just something to keep an eye on. We really haven't had that many plays in there yet. Just one of the things to keep in mind if you're watching back at home or just tuned in and joined us.
So snap is back to Williamson. She's going to go ahead. Oh, there she's going to keep it.
Flagpole there, and that, just as we were talking about, for that 4-yard gain, makes the 2nd and 2, and they'll put the Cats there into that no-run zone with about 5 minutes left here in the first half.
So you've watched a lot more of these games than I have. What would you say is even with the no-run zone rule, what's like the run-pass ratio, just in general? I know I'm asking about different teams and 12 games and everything like that, but
I would say it's probably, over the past couple years, I feel like the passing offense in tackle high school football has probably maybe evolved a little bit more. I would say it's still maybe like a 60-40, 70-30 split, somewhere in there between run pass on those options. You see the Cats back there on the handoff, and then Yarkstack downfield.
And almost intercepted. Yark's pass, you got the handoff there.
And that's where you can see there where you could still hand the ball off, but then it has to be a forward pass back from it. So that play would still be okay as we're talking about that with the no-run zone. And, the one thing that I've seen that has become more popular you've seen in college football the past years is like that jet sweep with kind of that like pop pass kind of underhand handoff,
right,
where you can see where it's that incompletion if the ball is fumbled, that you definitely see a lot in this like no-run area. As Williamson's back to pass here.
Back to Williamson. She's looking deep. She's got a man open. Oh, and she gets taken out. That was intended for number 29, which is Lillian Causemaker. I think the ref is probably thinking that was uncatchable there.
It looked like the feet of both athletes kind of got tangled up a little bit there, probably why you didn't see the flag come out. But it'll make it 4th and 2 here for the Cats, and the Cats are rolling with it here.
Oh, they're going for it. I mean, their defense has played really stoutly, so I don't see why.
Yep, and with only about 4 minutes left here in the half, too, the Cats do get the ball to start the second half, Coach O'Neill. So that is something to keep in mind here, too, as the Cats get lined up here and are spread out, ready for this 4th down.
Williamson takes the snap, looks up. Oh, a lot of traffic in the middle, and once again, well defended by the Ramblers. Caitlin Bowers is there, and so that'll turn over, and the defense is going to come back out. Leah Simpson leading the way out there. Allison Perkins, Kaylee Cobo, Mila Coyle, Maddie Forrest, whole bunch of Cats out there right now. Kenzie Hughes.
Coach O'Neill, like one of the things that you mentioned earlier about like noticing from like watching a lot of games this year, I think it's been super cool to see the different strategy that comes in from like all the different teams, because every team is a little bit different, and be able to pick up some of the things, especially with those optioning and those pitching. Like I found that to be awesome, like kind of like the football football junkie of me kind of comes out on that one, where it's like it's super cool to see the way different ways teams attack.
Teams approach it.
The way to approach it there too.
Williams lets loose. And so there was an interesting, we just had a blitz there coming that was
number 9, Natalie Schmidt, yes.
And so she's coming from that 7 yards deep. I feel like that's one of the first times we've put direct pressure on Williams tonight.
And that's one of the things you'll notice, Coach O'Neill, is that most teams do have someone rushing from that time to try to accelerate that process so the quarterback doesn't have the full 7 seconds to sit back there and to try to make the quarterback a little bit uncomfortable back in the pocket.
So as we get down to 2.5 minutes here, one in the backfield for Williams. Snap is back. She's looking in the middle, got a crossing route. That's a nice job. And another great clean flagpole. That's number 11, Maddie Forrest, who I had in class last year.
And that's where, too, Coach O'Neill, we've seen a lot of great flagpoles, a lot of tackling here from both defenses tonight. And that's one of those skills that I would say is something that is a very underrated, it's like very challenging skill from watching a lot of PE class flag football and watching stuff over the years. Like, it's challenging to be able to get that flagpole.
How do you this sounds really silly. Do they drill that? Like, how do you do that?
I would say that that's definitely a skill, just like anything else that is practicing. Just like it's tackle practice in a tackle game, it's to be the same with the flagpoles. As it looks like Loyola is going to let the clock kind of run down here and look for another timeout. I think they're waiting to see that play clock start to go from the officials.
We're having some technical difficulties here at Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex. The scoreboard is not cooperating right now.
It was at about 2 o'clock today, Coach O'Neill, and then by about 3 o'clock it was not. So we got a crew up there taking a look at it right now as we get going tonight. There's a nice shot there on the sidelines of our Wildcat flag football team there. We also got a chance to look at our wonderful athletic trainers here at LHS, which I know we'll recognize a little bit here later as we get going through the broadcast. But while we have a break in the action, that we wanted to say that it's the Loyola punt here. Saved by announcement here for the next one. That's into number 9, Natalie Schmidt.
Got to get to the outside. Oh, and pulled down at the 5.
So it was Schmidt on the return. I believe we're back in with about 49 seconds left in the half. So at this point, we're getting here close. We'll wait till we bring the scoreboard back up to get that official number here on the screen. About 48 seconds left here in the clock. So now the clock will stop. So that's where the clock will stop on incompletions. If there is, it becomes like what would be similar to tackle football rules.
And is it 3? They get 3 timeouts a half. So Loyola has 1, 2 timeouts. Okay, so Loyola used both of theirs.
Yep, I think Loyola took the penalty on that last one, Coach O'Neill, as we were waiting for there to get a little bit more room for the punt.
So the give is
There's Swanson on the pass. She's got somebody nice wide open. There's a nice catch there by the Cats.
Looks like that's number 29. Maybe not.
That looked like number 20, Leah Toll, with the reception there with the pass from Swanson. So 42 seconds there remaining. That'll make it first down and 18 here for the Cats.
I mean, there's just not enough time here for them to work down, do you think?
Coach O'Neill, I've seen a lot of quick strike plays here in the flag game. And that's where you break one tackle, very similar to a tackle game, and next thing you know, things go pretty quick.
Off to the races.
Yep, there's Swanson back there.
Swanson.
And nice fight. But I've been really impressed with defense by both teams tonight. The Ramblers and the Wildcats, both defenses have really been up to the call. There has not been a lot of missed tackles. The defenders have done a nice job for both teams here tonight. Yeah, and
like you said, playing flag football in the past, playing it in college, sometimes that's one of the hardest things to do. It can be just a silly play, and then one person misses, like you said, and it goes. So Williams will get one more snap here before we get to halftime. Just going to go ahead and look out. Oh, we got a little crossing route. That was complete to number 14, Ava Trevillo, and that'll take us to halftime here. So it is 0-0 right now in a battle between the Ramblers and the Cats. And so we will head to half here. Coach Ray Feiner and the others will talk to the girls at halftime. How long is halftime, Coach?
So, Coach O'Neill, halftime is 2 minutes, so it's a quick one here. So I think we're going to take just a quick little 60-second break here up here in the box to get some water, and we'll be right back with the teams here as they head to the benches for halftime. We'll be right back with you for the second half of our action here from the Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex. So after one half of flag football tonight, the score is the Ramblers from Loyola 0, Libertyville Wildcats 0. We'll be back with you on air shortly.
Please welcome your JV dance team.
And welcome back to Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex as we're going to get going for the second half of Libertyville Wildcats girls flag football against the Ramblers of Loyola. We're at a 0-0 tie right now as we set up the second half. As you see our man working on the clock there, trying to get it going. So, Coach Davis, what's something you saw in the first half that you expect to see either more of or differently in this half?
You know, Coach Neal, what's really stood out for me in the first half is I've been really impressed by the defense of both teams. It's been kind of like a lights-out defensive performance tonight, especially when it comes with flagpoles. We haven't really seen a lot of missed tackles or missed flagpoles or opportunities from there. It's really been kind of a clamp down. We've had a couple big pass plays from both teams. It kind of looks like I think the key is going to be whichever offense is able to kind of generate some of those big explosive plays, those big chunk plays, I think is going to be successful here in the second half.
Yeah. Got my girls are watching at home right now, Claire, Annie, and Shannon. Their favorite player is Mary Minogue. She's kind of like a celebrity in our household. So they were excited when they saw Mary get in on the action there. And the Cats will start the ball in the second half. So Williamson is back at center, 2 right next to her. She drops back to pass. There's 2 on either side. She's looking deep, has an open. Oh, just couldn't hold on to it. Just couldn't get the handle intended for Ruby Nevins. Nice ball there from Williamson.
It is, and the Cats' passing attack has been just so close to getting things going here throughout the entire course of the game. So that's one of the things that we talked about that set up before. The Cats have had some opportunities here. Just as we get through and get capitalized on it, it's going to be that team. The team that's able to capitalize on things is going to be the one that is going to be, I think, end up successful here at the end of the night.
Will the game end in a tie at the end of 20 minutes?
So each team gets 1 play, Coach O'Neill, kind of like coming in like kind of a high school halftime or a tackle football halftime, high school tackle football halftime.
Gotcha. Snap is back. The give, fake one way, looking back to a pass. And that's nearly intercepted. Well defended by the Ramblers. That was the same defender who got the interception earlier today.
And so as we get into 3rd and long here for the Cats, that's something that we've seen a lot of. If you're just joining us in and tuning in here after halftime, is that you will see a lot of the laterals or like a handoff with a forward pass, kind of like one of the hallmarks of flag football offenses, stuff you'll see quite a bit of.
A lot of misdirection. So 3rd and 20 now. They have to make it to the 40 again, don't forget. Snap is back. Oh, the snap was to the up back, who gave it out as a reverse to Swanson. She's going to lose a couple there.
And that'll bring it into a 4th and long here for the Cats. Looks like they've declared punt as we get the signal here from the official. So the Cats punt. Loyola will send 3 back or 2. That kind of tends to be like kind of as we talk a little special teams formations of whether it's 2 or 3 back for each team. Most teams put 4 up on the line of scrimmage, 3 back. As you'll see here, Loyola lined up in that punt formation.
I was going to say they're awful far back. Oh, get that ball. So that.
Ball goes out there. It looks like at about the 27 of the Cats. So Loyola will take over, and it'll be 1st and 7 here for the Ramblers. I know I keep reminding myself with the 1st and 20, with it being 1st and 7 into the 20, just takes a little bit of getting used to.
Right. It just feels weird saying 1st and 7. So the Cats are backed up in defense. So after all game, switch it. After all game of really controlling the field position, all of a sudden they give Loyola the short field to come back here.
And that's really kind of, Coach Neal, how the game started out, where the Cats were in Loyola territory here at the chunk. It began, it kind of shifted there kind of in the middle of the first half. Now it seems like it's just kind of the opposite, kind of the reverse here.
Yeah. So Cat defenders are getting set, looking to see what's going on. Snap is back to Williams. She's looking to her left. Ball is up in the air. Oh, well
great
defended.
Defense.
Well defended. That was number 8.
Number 7, Coach O'Neill.
7.
Number 7, Kenzie Hughes on the defense. Great job there by Kenzie as she had the turnaround, was able to get that ball back deflected. Great job there by the Cats.
Because that ball was in the pocket. That was dropped right in there to Kerrigan. Nice ball by Williams.
You know, Coach O'Neill, the one thing that stood out to me is both teams have come out and really been featuring a very heavy passing attack here at the beginning. We saw a little bit more of the jet sweeps and kind of those buck sweeps with the reverse here earlier. We've seen a lot more throwing here so far tonight.
Oh! Ball was up and safety came over the top. Minogue was in coverage. And then tall safety, who is that, Coach? I can't see
that looks
number.
like number 19, Gabby Verbetten, and number 10, Addie Wolf as well. Here's a little replay here from Wildcat Productions. You'll see Williams roll out to her right. Nice ball back there on kind of on the corner route. Great job there by the Cats. That's number 16, Leah Simpson on the defense.
Nice job. Good read to get over there to kind of rotate over. Nice play by the safety, Simpson.
All right, here we go. It is 3rd and 7 here for the Ramblers.
Only one back. All Loyola packed in, looking a little like our offense. One rush. Williams back to pass, throws to underneath. Oh, and then there you
lateral.
go. Oh, and yeah, there's your lateral, and there's your missed flagpole. Both things we said were going to be a factor here. That was a nifty little play, and then one let up on defense.
Yep, if we can get a replay here from it as we get a blast back at it, you'll see that this is one of the things that we were talking about earlier that I kind of expected to see from that first time a little bit more with Loyola. There's the crossing route, and then there's the pitch, and there's the timing back there with the pitch too, which we talked about earlier.
And then she's going full speed straight ahead forward when everybody's kind of throttled down to try to get that first ball carrier.
Correct.
So Loyola spread out once again. So it is 1st and goal. They are not in the no-run zone, so they can still pass. They come with a little jet sweep.
And there's your
pitch person right there.
There's
the pitch
the
goes out to five. But there we go. The Cats are back to being
Nice
solid
job.
in coverage right there.
That
That's
looks like
Kenzie Hughes,
yep,
I
number
believe.
7, Kenzie Hughes. Great job there by the Cats. You could definitely tell that the Cats are prepared for that too, from seeing that from Loyola from earlier in the season with the handoffs and the pitches and the options. Like great defense here by the Cats to make it 2nd down and goal.
So already 6 minutes into this second half. Man, that running clock, it just goes fast, doesn't it?
It does, Coach O'Neill. And I say normally, but from the games that I've been at and the games I've watched this year, it seems that each team gets about 2-3 possessions per half. I think would be fair if you're wondering at home about how that running clock works with the possession time.
So 2nd down, 2nd and goal. Williams drops back. There's nobody in her backfield. Ball was targeted once again to Margaret Ronan, but that falls incomplete in the end zone.
Yep, it looked like there was a little high-low concept there with number 1, Lily Bowman, going up towards the goal line. Williams took that shot back to the back corner. Nice defense there by the Cats to force it to a 3rd down. Again, I think this is 2-down territory here, Coach O'Neill for Loyola. Definitely getting this is probably the best opportunity either team has had in the scoring zone tonight.
For sure, for sure. And there's no kicking, so they have to be going. So they have nobody in the backfield, everybody up on the line. Snap it back to Williams. She's going to roll to her left. She's looking for her big target in the end zone. Well defended once again. Oh, and a flag is thrown on the play. That looks like it was Peyton Howard who was there, as well as Leah Simpson.
Yep, that pass was intended to number 21, Nora Emerson. We'll see the call here on the field from the officials. It looks like it's going to be pass interference against the Cats.
Is that an automatic first down?
I don't believe so, Coach O'Neill. I believe it just makes it 3rd down, but spots the ball right there on the goal line. They are calling it a first.
Not sure. So yes,
because that is one of the change. That was one of the changes a few years ago in tackle football with the rules. Is that a pass interference play was 15 yards? It was not an automatic first down. So that's where that was one of those, like if you had a 3rd and 25. Tackling somebody if you're going to give up the big play, not a terrible idea.
So Loyola gets the ball at the 1-yard line.
And they are in the no-run zone here. So again, Loyola must complete a forward pass.
Oh, and right there. Oh, incomplete. I thought she pulled that in. Oh, did she pull that in? I couldn't tell.
Well, we have a little flag on the field. We'll see what the call is here. Looks like Cats are clapping like it is going to go against Loyola. Here's your replay here. Loyola screening everyone out. Maybe have a little offensive pass interference there. Number 11, Julia Kerrigan, comes in.
Oh, she did catch that ball.
Yes.
Oh, and then she just threw it down.
So it looks like we're getting things sorted back out here on the field.
It's a weird situation, too, because the ref, he's asking what he's going for, because the Loyola coach has been doing this longer than the refs have. And he kind of helped write some of the rules, from what I understand.
Yep, and that's where, as we get set up here, we'll see if we can get a call that they're going to take the penalty. It looks like it'll be after the play, is what it looks like we're getting set up for the penalty. So the penalty will be assessed after the play. So if Loyola is going from the 5, going for 1, the 5, the penalty is going to take that ball all the way back here. So I think 6 points are going to stay back up on the board. So I think the penalty is being assessed after the play. So the play on the field will stand to be a touchdown, 15-yard penalty here from the 5. So, yep, we have an unsportsmanlike conduct.
With the way she threw the ball,
yes, probably with the spike. Yep.
Yeah.
I believe we saw that in, was it the Monday Night Football game back this week with the spike after 1.
So this is for 1 point?
Correct.
Okay, so they can run. The ball's thrown up in the air. Well, that had to be offensive pass interference. Thank you. I mean, even if it doesn't matter, because it's just the extra point play, you got to throw that. Yeah, so our freshman game actually yesterday, which, by the way, the freshman Wildcats won 8-0. We had a not great pass interference call in the end zone on 3rd down. And because it was only half the distance to the goal line, they didn't get the first down. And we had to remind ourselves of the rule, that was the new rule, the way the IHSA does. Was that 2 years ago?
Yes, it was, I want to say like 2018, 2019.
Okay, so a little more than that.
Yeah, time's kind of blends together in the last 5 years. So here we go. It's about halfway through with the second half for the Cats to take over. This will be the Cats taking over on offense here, getting ready to put a drive here together to see if they can answer the Loyola score, which, as you can see there at the bottom of the screen, makes the score 6-0 Ramblers.
Ooh, promising progress on the clock, Coach. 2 numbers are working now.
There we go.
All right, so Williams will take over, down 6-0 right now. Cats are packed in tight. Looking down the middle. Oh, that ball is complete to number 14. That's Ava Crevillo. That's a big completion right there to set up a second in just a couple.
All right, there's a nice play there from Williamson. Nice job connecting with the pass there to Crevillo. That's a big play from, if you've watched a lot of our flag football today, Crevillo kind of has that big play potential there from that receiver position. Nice job on the reception, nice job on the throw.
That's our biggest play besides the one run that we've had all day today.
Yep, and that'll bring it down to 2nd 5. Cats are in the no-run zone here. So, again, this is where the Cats must attempt a forward pass here off the play as they've entered within the 5 yards of that line to gain.
So, Williams back. Snap is gone. She's looking to her, rolling to her right, goes to her left.
Nice!
Ball's complete.
There we go, but that's going to be a first down for the Cats.
Ball
Looks like
complete
that
to
number 23.
Ella
Polizak.
Polizak, thank you, Coach. I was just going to stick with Ella.
There you go. There you go. A nice shot in there of the Cats huddle. As this is, we're getting some momentum going here for the Cats. Nice rhythm here for the Cats. Cats really just starting to kind of settle in a little bit. Williams has a couple of really nice throws here, and it makes it a first down and 19 here for the Wildcats.
That one particularly, that one was on a rope. That one was a well-thrown ball. So first down, 1st and 19. So a long way to go for the first down here. Snap is back. They peel out. Once again, looking in the middle. Oh, tipped. Well defended there by Kerrigan. She's everywhere in this game, Coach.
Yeah, and that's where, as we get going here, with about 8.5 minutes left, you would think the Cats are getting close to that with this being 4-down territory here, going down to score. You get a shot there at number 29, Lillian Causemaker, here for the Cats.
Would love to see them try to get outside the hashes a little bit, stretch this Loyola defense. They really haven't had to cover the entire field so much during this game.
So here we go. This is 2nd and 19 here for the Cats.
Snap is back, and once again, Wildcat snap. That reverse goes to number 22, to Swanson, and she's going to spin her way out just to the 45, so still a 3rd and 15 here.
And that's one of the things you saw Swanson with the nice spin move there to elude a Rambler defender. That is one of the things, like a common move you see in flag football. Like we talked earlier about like flag guarding being kind of ones for the officials that it becomes kind of a judgment call as the natural motion with running, but spin moves, very effective. You see a lot of those in that flag football game.
Yeah. All right, so it's 3rd and 15, but like you said, this is 2 down, so you don't have to get it all at once. The snap is right off, and there's the pitch. There we go. There's a little
nice
rugby-style option.
Number 21, Bella York. Oh! And it looks like, let's see where the flag, going to mark her down right there on the 43. So that's going to bring up 4th and 3 here for the Cats. There's a nice shot there at Bella. It's going to be 4th and 3 here for the Cats as they are in the into the no-run zone in Loyola territory. Let's call it 4th and 2, actually, as the officials move the ball up a yard.
Nice job, well-executed play there. That option, that pitch was there. We both just get a little excited when we see a pitch play bringing us back to our option football. So the Cats are in that no-run zone, as you said. They have to pass to get this. Williamson is back. She's looking, gets a little pressure. Oh, and just misses her target. So a nice drive is going to turn that ball back over to the Ramblers.
And you know, Coach O'Neill, with 6 minutes, 40 seconds here in counting, Cats still have time to get another ball back, but now they've flipped the field position, which is kind of been one of the big things from there. And they're not in the shadow of their own end zone here is kind of where the first part of the second half has been. Nice job by the Cats offense there of getting pushed over. Defense really has been, Coach, lights out for a good chunk of the night tonight.
Sure.
And that's where, a quick turnover on downs here, or maybe a big play with a interception or a turnover here, get the Cats in great position to march down and get a score in.
Well, and it's, the defense has been so good, like you said. They only let up, the only score they let up is when Loyola got the ball inside the 30.
And Coach O'Neill, as Loyola gets ready to take here, I want to give a big shout out to Coach Ray Feiner, Coach Schaefer, Coach Geske, Coach Town, as our inaugural flag football coaching staff. They've done a great job this year, and just wanted to make sure we gave a great shout out for them. I know, like I said, of coming in from starting from over the summer back to everything this fall, have really done a great job, and I know they're excited as the season keeps moving on here as we start making our way to the postseason.
Very cool. Big play by Loyola right there. They get the first down. So that field flip that you were talking about, the advantage that the Cats offense got, one big play right there just kind of turned that around. So now the Cat defense needs to stick in.
All right, as we get back, line back up here, it'll be interesting to see, Coach O'Neill, what Loyola strategy-wise here is they kind of stack the receivers at the top and the bottom of the screen.
So Williams takes the snap. That's the first time we've seen that formation. Oh, interception! Interception, and she's got some room to run. Oh, look out. She's at the 40. She's at the 30. She's going. And Loyola has the angle, pulls the flag. But that is huge. What a great play. Who made that play?
That looks like number 26, Allison Perkins, on the interception.
She steps right in front of the receiver and then just accelerates. Loyola can't get the flagpole. Good hustle there by number 5, by Curry for the Ramblers. But, man, that's a quick turn of events.
There we go. Great job there by the Cats. And that's what we were just talking about, Coach O'Neill. That defensive turnover flips the field. Cats are in great position here with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left as they take over 1st and 8 from the Loyola 28.
Hey, what a great job by Cat TV, or by Wildcat Productions, too. Not only did they have the replay, they had the Perkins graphic up and got her running off the field. Like, that's Sunday NFL kind of stuff, gang. Oh, so there's the first time we've seen that. That was a poor snap, just kind of got caught up. But that ball is blown dead immediately. So there's no fumbles, there's no dive in to recover fumbles or anything. So at least for my understanding of the rule, that'll be 2nd down now. They just lose that ball, lose that play, correct?
Correct.
Good shot there. Some of the girls on the team, Gabby Verbetten, Leah Toll, Ruby Nevins. So it'll be 2nd down now for the Cats from the same spot. 2nd and call it 10. Williamson rolls out. She's going to dump it off to number 10.
Oh, that's number 20, Coach O'Neill. That's Leah Toll again.
It was close. So now a 3rd and 3rd and 9, but once again, 2-down territory here. So you don't need to get it all at one time.
Yeah, I think with the time that we've got going on the clock with having 3 minutes left, the Cats are definitely in.
Oh, yeah, for sure in 4-down territory here. 3 minutes left. So Cats are spread out. Look at this, Coach. Cats are giving Loyola a little of their own medicine. Williamson puts the ball up. Oh, no, disaster. Picked off by Loyola. That's number 21, Nora Emerson. That ball just didn't quite have the heat that Williamson wanted.
And that's where, as we come back with 2:51 and counting here, the Cats still look at, like we saw earlier, there's still that big defensive play that can happen. Like I said before, it'll be interesting to see that strategy, especially if Loyola gets into that no-run zone. Like, this is where some of the, like, that strategy piece with being able to run and not run the football comes into play.
Only 2.5 left here. And how long is the play clock, Coach?
40 seconds.
Okay. So Cats have to get a stop here. And they have to get it soon. Can't really let up a 1st down as Loyola is in that stack formation. There's the give. There's a pitch person, but way out there. Oh, nice pull. Well done. That's Schmidt again. Nice flagpole. That's going to be a loss for the Ramblers there.
And as we take a look here, you can see that Loyola is definitely cognizant here of the clock as they make their way back onto the field. I think we got an update on the scoreboard here, Coach O'Neill, that they're still continuing to work out. Hopefully we can get this up and running here. But I think there's some electronics that have shorted out in it, and so we'll see how that's going to play out here later tonight. So here's Loyola with that stacked formation again, with about 1:40 left here, as the Ramblers are waiting to kind of check and see where that is with the clock, with Williams back under center.
Cats are all back at 7. There's the handoff, still in that pitch formation. That was to number 5. Once
nice
again,
great
flagpole. The hand-eye coordination of these girls to get that. That's Kelsey Christensen. And the Cats are going to call a timeout here, I believe.
And that's where Coach O'Neill, like I said before, like from you had asked like some of the defenses, like I've been very impressed the defensive skill by the Cats with the flagpole, and really like Loyola outside of a couple drives, it's been a defensive battle tonight here at the Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex.
Indeed.
Great job. Great credit to both teams. There's a nice shot there of the Wildcats as they look in here at the timeout with about 1:22 here left in the second half.
So Cats, at this point, I think Cats need a turnover because Loyola, well, they can use their second timeout, I suppose.
Correct.
But and then under 1 minute, the clock stops, right?
Correct.
So they'll probably use their one other timeout here after this play. Clock will stop after a turnover, presumably, right, if we get the stop. What time are we actually going to start the varsity game, Coach? The varsity boys game, the tackle football.
I think we have senior night right after this, Coach O'Neill, in the 20-minute warm-up. So I think the way we're tracking right now looks to be probably about like 7:10 or so, 7:15.
So third down. Snap is back to Williams. Little dish out to number 1. She's trying to get to the edge. Oh, and another great flagpole by Christensen.
So this will be an interesting time here. The clock will continue to run here for Loyola, and it will make it 4th down for the Ramblers. Now again, we are having some scoreboard troubles here at the Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex, so the officials are keeping the time here on the field.
Libertyville calls a timeout, I believe. So, and if you're wondering, we have the scoreboard. It's the actual physical scoreboard that's not working, but the Wildcat Productions feed is hooked up to the box that's down here, or that's up in the booth. So that's how we're able to get it on the screen.
Correct, and that's one of the things here too, is the Ramblers are back here into the punt formation.
Big kick. Oh, that ball is mishandled, but it'll be down right there at the 40.
And that's one of the things there, Coach O'Neill, as we talked about earlier with the no fumbles in flag football. However, as you saw there, like the Cats do get one chance to field that punt, and then the ball is backing down. If that ball was rolling on the ground, Cats would get one chance to field it, and then it would be on the ground there.
All right, so the Cats have just under a minute and a long way to go. 55 yards to go. Coach Mix checking in right now, my former broadcast partner, watching the girls' flag football game. Loving what Wildcat Productions is doing. So Cats are stacked in tight once again. Williamson takes the snap. She dishes it off underneath. She's got some room to run out there.
That's number 21, Bella Yark.
And she's still going. Uh-oh, my, she could go all the way. She's at the 10, the 5. She's in for a touchdown. She just out-accelerated everybody on the Loyola team. Big play, huge there for the Cats.
And that's what we said, Coach O'Neill, is what it comes down to, is it boils down to having that big acceleration and that big play. There's
just
Williamson
a little
looking
dump
it off
to Yark.
And then Yark uses her speed all the way up the sideline. Nice job there, eluding through 2 Loyola defenders and then running past everybody else for the Wildcat touchdown.
Whew. Almost everybody in Loyola got a hand on her belt. So the Cats are going for 2, correct here?
It is. There's Williamson there.
Oh, no.
And so it'll stay here at 6-6 with 38 seconds left to play.
38 seconds remaining in the ball game.
We haven't seen that. We haven't seen Williamson run right out for that QB option right off the snap. We haven't seen that yet today. Shot of the girls coming off. So now the Wildcats just need to hold Loyola down here for 38 seconds, and then they get a shot in overtime.
Correct. So as we get set up here, I wouldn't be surprised to see that Cats defense back up a little bit. Be interested to see what the Ramblers decide to do here with 38 seconds left.
So they're taking a shot. Williams is taking a shot downfield and has a receiver. Oh, just out of the reach of Nora Emerson. I feel like that was the longest ball we've seen thrown tonight.
It is, Coach O'Neill, and that's one of the things that has been, like, you know, as we said before, we've seen that the big plays in the second half from each offense. That's really been the separator here, as we just saw that long touchdown reception from Bella Yark on the pass from Williamson by the Cats. Loyola had their fair share with those kind of like 2 or 3 chunk plays offensively, and otherwise after that, been a defense battle here tonight as we get a shot at the Cats team there on the sideline.
All right, so that took about 5 seconds off the clock there. Loyola all spread out. Williams is rolling to her right, puts the ball up. Nice ball again. And that ball is complete to number 11, to Kerrigan. Great defense there once again by the Cats, right in her hip pocket.
It was. It was great defense there by the Cats. Hats off to Kerrigan on a nice reception, keeping her concentration there on the pass from Williams.
So that'll be a first down.
With 12 seconds left, clock is running.
They only really have time for this one last play because we're down to 7.
Again, it's the officials count on the field, so our clock may be off here for Cat TV, or for Wildcat Productions, I'm sorry. It is the officials' clock on the field.
Complete. Oh, and the ref is signaling that it is dead, I believe.
We'll see here because it is not our clock is the one that is running. It is the clock back on the field here as both teams are running off and running down.
All right, so you get some bonus football today.
It is,
people.
Coach O'Neill.
We don't even charge you extra for this, everybody at home. This is for free, this overtime.
Yep, and that's where one of the things as Coach O'Neill alluded to earlier was you look at the graphic here on our screen, we do have some scoreboard issues here tonight that they've been working on here over the past hour during the varsity flag game here on our scoreboard. So that's where the time is being kept on the field. So our clock might be a little bit different. It will not be the same as what the time is back on the field.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Mike Powell also. Mr. Powell is a security guard at LHS, and he also is an IHSA official. He does football, he does basketball, he does lacrosse, and he went to the flag football meeting, officials meeting, and he was kind enough to take some of his time and sit down with me and give me just kind of a rundown of the rules, the key things to know. And I know that was very valuable to me to have an understanding, to really be prepared to do this broadcast and have an idea of what was going on in this this fun new game that we got here.
Yep, we've been super fortunate to have Mr. Powell. I know he was up here here with me for that first Saturday of working the scoreboard, and to being able somebody who took the time over the summer to help learn the game and be able to have that here to help us here at LHS has been awesome.
So the coin flip to decide possession of the ball and decide which side of the field. Waiting for a little signal here, seeing what's happened.
So it comes back and forth now here, Coach O'Neill, as we get to...
So you get one play. Do you get to decide if you go for 1 or 2?
I believe you do.
Okay, so we're finding out what's going on here in just a sec. We'll find out when we see which group goes on. So it's going to be in the north end zone.
All right, so here we go. So it's going to be, as we get on here, it looks like the Cats' offense is coming back out here on the field.
I was going to say Loyola's defense is coming out. So the Cats get a chance. We'll see if they go for 1 or 2 here. It's an interesting another wrinkle of the strategy. Like going first, second, can go for 1 or 2. Like it just adds another layer to that. I think that's interesting.
Definitely, Coach O'Neill. I personally always liked being second as the offense person because you know exactly what you got to get. Whether it's first end, we've had, and this end zone specifically, I can recall over the past 15 years probably about 4 overtime games that have come in here. And even we had one last year with that Lake Forest tackle game, the double overtime game that was going back and forth between the two. So as we Cats get lined up here, this is just add in here for it is 6-6. If you're just catching up to the action, 2 kind of big offensive drives for each team. Otherwise, been a defensive battle here. So the Cats are going for 2 here from the 8-yard line.
So a chance for the Cats here after score at the end. Williams takes the snap. Looking in the middle, runs out to a little swing pass there. Bella gets, she's in! She's in for 2! That's huge! Nice move by Bella Yark right there.
Great job there by the Cats.
Williamson hits her on that swing pass, and instead of continuing out where there's a defender, she cuts back in, and just enough to get. That was huge. So now Loyola has to go for 2.
Correct. So this will force the Ramblers into going for 2 from the 8-yard line here. So the Cats defense gets a stop here, and then it is all over.
So Cats have to keep an eye on Kerrigan, who's been all over the place, and Margaret Ronan, who's the big tall target. She is off to Williams' left. They're actually both Kerrigan and Williams Kerrigan and Ronan are off to Williams' left. I'm so excited I can't keep up with my own mouth, Coach.
Really, it's a timeout here for Loyola, as they didn't necessarily like what they saw. This Cat defense is storming back off here to the field.
You see the folks lining up in the back back there. It's senior night tonight, so all of the football, band, cheerleader, poms. All of the seniors are out there with their parents, eagerly waiting their chance to get on the field here. For those of you keeping score at home, I wouldn't count on a 7:15 start for the varsity game anymore. So Loyola's coming back out onto the field now. I'm not sure what their coach saw or didn't see to his liking, but with the game on the line down to this one last play here, he didn't want to leave anything to chance. So they changed the formation up. Now Kerrigan solo down there to Williams' left. Ronan is closer in the middle. She's going to roll to her right. The pass is off. Caught at the 5.
And
the flag is pulled.
And that makes it
8-6.
6 Cats.
Final Cats with Natalie Schmidt with that last flagpole. Came down to that defense, Coach. That's what did it.
There you go. Great job there by the Cats as you see them celebrate on the field with a huge victory tonight on senior night. Awesome job there by the Wildcats. Very excited for them, the whole coaching staff.
That's a big win for them. I mean, that's a great win. Friday Night Lights, you're out here, crowd's growing, get a chance to play in front of big stands. That's awesome. I'm so happy for these athletes.
All right, so as you can see the flag game here wrapping up as the teams come across with a handshake across field. It is senior night here tonight at the Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex.
Easy for you to say.
Say that 10 times fast. And so we're going to take a quick little break in the action here with you. We're going to come back with you right before the kickoff of the tackle football game. So Coach O'Neill, I know we're going to go grab some water, get ready to go here for our second half of our doubleheader here tonight. But thank you for joining us here tonight on Wildcat Productions. It's been awesome to get a chance to showcase our athletes and our teams. Good luck to both teams for the rest of the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 2024 Senior Night. The Wildcats are proud to introduce the Ellicott seniors competing and performing tonight along with their parents.